I grew up in a retail family in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the 50s and 60s. And my dad and his identical twin brother were in business together their entire lives. And the store was the center of family activity.
And it was anything but a brand. It was an anti-brand. Nothing in that store was planned. It was pretty much an accident. And they were, for 10 years in that store, accidental retailers. This picture, I was just turning 16. You can tell that I was geeky way before it was fashionable. And believe me, it wasn't working for me back then. Today it would be a different story. And I can honestly say that I started selling rings that would turn people's fingers green when I was just old enough to reach across the counter and grab the money, and the people would look at me and say, "Oh, isn't that cute? He's helping Dad out." And I would swallow hard and take their money and put it in the register.
And I watched the two of them reinvent themselves and develop what became a defining brand in the Milwaukee marketplace with a concept called Pill and Puff. The things I was learning in watching my father and uncle develop this concept were things that we still talk to our clients about today and that I share with audiences nationally and internationally. The fundamentals of what a good brand is and how it behaves were demonstrated to me in the most simple of terms in what they were trying to do and what they were succeeding at.
As my father used to say at the kitchen table, if a retailer thinks they're one thing on Tuesday and something else on Friday, how is their customer going to know what they stand for?
One of the distinct advantages of growing up in retailing in a retail family was understanding the vocabulary and being able to communicate that to my retail clients early on. They understood that I understood their bottom line needs for creating a great customer experience and a predictable sales outcome. That there was a correlation that I could communicate between design and the bottom line. Throughout the 25 years that I've been privileged to share my ideas with audiences nationally and internationally, I learned early on that the power of storytelling is what, in fact, engages the audience and also makes the ideas and concepts that I'm bringing to a group relevant and memorable.
I learned something very poignant in going to a foreign country like Brazil, having an audience wearing a headset and listening to me through an interpreter, and there'd be a small lag time. And whenever I would talk about family, I could see the nature of the audience change. I could see people open up. I could see them, get excited, laugh, smile. They were relating to the family story. So I'm saying, there's something here. There's something to this.
With the point of sale neatly tucked away in one's backpack, back pocket, or purse, it has become more difficult than ever for the store-based retailer to connect with their customer. The best brands have found that an effective omnichannel approach will connect with each and every customer based on their needs and desires, and do so in a way that creates a holistic brand experience. In this era of Amazon, it's essential that store-based retail move from selling goods to staging experiences. And it's the kind of storytelling that the brand does throughout all of its retail touch points that differentiates a defining brand from an also-ran.
I want to thank you folks for coming out this evening. for my second bar mitzvah on Ash Wednesday. We're very ecumenical around here. I've got to tell you a little bit about a book. It really started back in 1999 is when the seeds of the book were beginning to come together. But the reality of the matter is that the idea of the book went back even farther.
The subtitle of my book, 100 Years, 2 Immigrants, 3 Generations, 400 Projects, speaks to the fact that I am the 3rd generation in my family to be involved in retail. It also is the fact that I'm the 3rd generation of entrepreneurs in my family, and I think it's probably in my DNA. But I think that entrepreneurs give themselves permission to make mistakes, and I think that that is key to creating the level of success that many entrepreneurs have sought and accomplished. I believe trend forecasting is more objective than subjective. It's really about observation and deductive reasoning. More simply put, connecting the dots. I had the good fortune of being asked to speak to the National Retail Federation Convention in New York in 1999 and again in 2000. And this was in the infancy of e-commerce. The retailers were either in complete denial, hoping this thing would go away, or really fearful that all the stores were going to close. I told them that it was neither going to go away nor replace the in-store experience, but that they needed to embrace it and understand it and recognize the fact that it was going to become one more touch point in their brand's embodiment.